Assalamu alaikum. Hope everyone is fine and living their best. Welcome to my channel Ecovironmentology. In this video, I will tell you about sheep dip, its impact on health and environment, and the ways to prevent those harmful impacts. Sheep are affected by fungus and a number of parasites. Sheep cannot protect themselves by these parasites that usually inhabit and feed on their flesh, skin and wool, which causes a lot of suffering for sheep, causes mortality and economic loss. In order to treat the sheep and reduce the loss, sheep were dipped by their farmers or shepherds in different chemical compounds. Compounds can be used in different forms, such as in liquid, paste, or in powder form. This phenomenon is known as sheep dipping. Main chemicals that are used in sheep dipping are organophosphate sheep dips, diazinon, pyrethroid sheep dips, cypermethrin, formamidine sheep dips, amitraz. Different types of sheep dipping are plunge sheep dip, mobile sheep dip, and showers and jetters. We should know that sheep dipping is not an easy task. It involves handling the animals in the appropriate concentration of chemicals which are diluted with water for an appropriate time of bath. The chemicals that are used in sheep dip have a very harmful impact on human beings as well as on animals. And the pathways through which they enter human bodies are mostly poisoning of directly involved workers, ingestion, consumption of product grown in contaminated soil, or drinking polluted water, inhalation and absorption, even though they are minor exposure. Children playing in the contaminated areas, animal grazing in lands that are polluted by these harmful chemicals, aquatic life in polluted water. Animals and aquatic life are not only affected by harmful chemicals, but they are also harmful for the health of those humans who might consume them. The compounds used in sheep dip are highly toxic, as OP can cause acute poisoning as well as behavioral psychological changes, respiratory and late neurological effects. As these chemicals are harmful for humans, they are also harmful for our environment, and they can pollute surface and underground water resources as well as can contaminate soil. Even if the small quantity of sheep dipping is released into nearby water bodies, it can pollute large volumes of water. And the chemicals used in dipping, such as OP and SP, synthetic pyrethroid, can leach down the surface and contaminate groundwater. Leaching depends on the type of the soil. The risk of leaching are greater in porous soil. And we know that contamination of surface from sheep dipping sites can spread up to 50 meters if the soil contains more clay than contaminates. Don't move to larger distances and the redisposition onto soil will be reduced. And the question is how these harmful impacts on human and environment are prevented. The farmers should be properly trained or must be under the supervision of someone who is trained. And HSC suggests that instead of plunge sheep dipping, injectable treatments for the control of scab and pour-on products should be used. Sheep dips should not be situated on or at the top of slopes where there is a risk that spillage might drain directly to a watercourse. or on roads or tracks, especially in areas of heavy rainfall where surface runoff is often experienced. Pesticides are found more common in surface waters due to runoff from direct sources. And to minimize the impact, there are some precautions. Prepare only the quantity that is required. New bathing designs use personal and respiratory equipments. Sheep dipping should be located away from water bodies at least 50 meters from residential areas. After use, all the equipments, baths and bear skins should be washed properly. Don't leave it unattended and uncovered. Prevent potential contamination of land and spillage. Don't let the deep bath to overflow and don't delay to empty the deep bath. All sheep dips authorized by HPRA and are represented as chemical concentrates that must be diluted with water in the sheep bath before use. And last but not least, sheep dip should be disposed of safely according to the regulations after being used and should not be used again. Hope you liked the video. Share this video to let more people know about sheep dipping. Subscribe my channel. Goodbye everyone. Stay safe and healthy. Take care of yourselves and others.